Welcome, sorcerers! I'm your humble host Eunice, and you're watching Contested Cards. In this episode, we finally catch up on everything Dragonlord and speculate on what to expect from Sorcery's first small-scale expansion. This is everything we know so far about Ed Beer Jr.'s Dragonlord. The Dragonlord miniset will be Sorcery's first product entirely revolving around one single artist. In this case, the legendary Ed Beer Jr. It's not a full box set, but a small edition of just 13 cards to shake up the meta and unleash the power of dragons upon Sorcery. It's also an effort to bridge the gap between the yearly set releases. The setting is Ed's own creation. He started all the way back in the early 2000s. When he was years later commissioned to fully spray paint a whole van inside and out, he used the opportunity to bring the legend of the Dragonlord to life, and the rest is history. Now it is being faithfully adapted to the game of Sorcery, with Ed's art and story serving as basis for the game's flavorful top-down design. Most veterans in the card gaming community know Ed for a different reason: his contributions to Magic the Gathering, especially one of the iconic first legends, NICOL BOLAS. Ed was also responsible for most of the other first Elder Dragons who stay relevant to this very day. Beyond that, Ed created more than 100 pieces for MTG, like his versions of Birds of Paradise for example, or my personal favorite, Riki from Saviors of Kamigawa. While Ed is a multifaceted artist, it's obvious his specialty and passion lies with the winged serpents. Be it traditional hand paintings with pencil, acrylic, spray painting, or a mixture, Ed utilizes several techniques to make his artwork pop, and his style fits it perfectly with the contested realm. Additionally, he's planning on releasing the story alongside all Dragonlord paintings in book form sometime this year, so keep an eye out for that. As the name implies, the Dragonlord set aims to bolster dragon support and enable thematic dragon builds. So far we've only got a few dragons in Sorcery, namely Koliki Dragonets, Ancient Dragon, East-West Dragon, and recently the Wyvern. An eventual dragon focus was somewhat teased, with Fire Breathing and Incinerate flavorfully laying the groundwork for a scaly future. Currently, only 3 cards from the set have officially been revealed to us, but by going off of other artwork we already know about, we can speculate on what else to expect. And as always, I invite you to speculate with me and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Dragonlord. First up, the name-giving commander of dragons himself. Ed describes the Dragonlord as a benevolent creator and godlike being born through a convergence of all elements in the universe. In the Dragonlord universe, there are way more elements than just the simple 4 of Sorcery. Here, phenomena such as time and sound are also considered elements, for example, which the Dragonlord then infuses into corporeal bodies to create new life, new dragon companions, but also other species. As a card, the Dragonlord presents us with an intriguing varied game design around the choice of a companion dragon. The only condition being it has to be of unique rarity. 3 mana to either gain the companion's abilities for the turn or to add it to your hand from outside the game. Keep in mind they already stated that the wording is not necessarily finalized and subject to change for all these cards, but especially for the Dragonlord. I figured they'll be doing last tweaks right up to the printing stage. The Dragonlord is still very much a mystery in terms of power level, as he's dependent on his choice of companion dragon, and for now we've only seen one. Fire Dragon. The Fire Dragon, or Harbinger of Fire, guards the entrance to the underworld. Beneath him the remains of those foolish enough to attempt escape. It's similar to Ancient Dragon, but certainly more powerful, as it does not need to tap to activate its effect, meaning it can spew fire the turn it hits the realm. Unfortunately, it's a once a turn effect, but the fact this 7 mana minion can dish out 9 damage at once or split between 2 targets is impressive. The steep requirements will be an easy deal for Flamecaller enthusiasts, where it'll serve as a perfect addition, especially as a discard outlet. But beyond that, as a single card, I see it as a hard sell for competitive environments. The ability as an addition to the Dragonlord, on the other hand, is a different story. It essentially boils down to a single projectile firebolts for 3 mana and a card discarded, which serves as a safe finisher or costly removal. Essentially a better version of the Avatar of Fire, which didn't live up to its potential. Dragon's Egg. A classic way to get more dragons out faster. Dragon's Egg accumulates counters each player's turn in order to eventually birth powerful dragons. I can't wait to replicate them endlessly, filling the board with my dragon spawn. Ways to cheat big cards into play can be tricky to balance, but on first look this seems quite adequate. The art gives us a peek into the lower layer of the Dragonlord's castle. The egg portrayed holds a metallic Aurum dragon, the biggest and most powerful dragon breed in the story. They are highly intelligent and even psychic, allowing them to tap into the knowledge of Kairos' archive telepathically. Beyond these confirmed cards, we've also seen several artworks floating around. Kairos the Archivist. Kairos was one of the Dragonlord's first creations. He is the manifestation of time itself. Serving as archivist and historian to the Dragonlord, his servitude has been so long, parts of his body had to be replaced. Since he's a named character, Kairos will likely be of unique rarity and thus available as a companion option for the Dragonlord. I feel like he's going to be one of a few multi-element options to build your deck around. As Kairos represents time, you could assume the card to have some effect that plays with that concept. From other games we see time often be represented as extra turns, but I don't imagine that being the case here, as extra turns on an avatar sounds like a nightmare. Maybe he tutors for a specific kind of card, accesses the opponent's library in some way. I'm keen to see what they'll do with him. The Dragonlord's Lair. One of the first artworks we got to lay our eyes on was the Dragonlord's Lair, a gigantic castle surrounded by manifestations of the four elements, serving as the seat and base of operations for the Dragonlord. The entrance, with its crystalline structure, turns out to be a giant organ, which the Dragonlord plays to summon portals to specific elements in the universe. The resulting energy is then channeled down to the birthing chambers we saw in Dragon's Egg. Just going by the nature of the artwork, this could very well end up being another 4 threshold site. My guess, it will only provide mana and threshold when a dragon is nearby, making it incredibly powerful in dragon decks but limiting its use case outside of that. Or maybe produce 2 instead of 1 mana that may only be spent to cast dragons. Dragonlord Monolith. The Monolith is one of many statues erected in honor of the Dragonlord, who uses portals to propagate life on planets throughout the multiverse. So essentially a giant portal for interdimensional travel. Taking this into account for potential card effect, how about dragons here can move freely? Would be simple but extremely powerful. But I'm still not 100% sure if this art will be used on a card or just serve as key art for packaging and promo material. If it turns out to be a card though, it will be an artifact monument affecting dragons, that much is safe to assume. Elemental Dragon Cycle. The Fire Dragon will likely be part of a cycle of dragons, each centering on one of the 4 elements. If this playmat on Ed's website is to be believed, we might already know what these are going to look like. As fire burns, water will probably flood, earth might grow, and a storm dragon could summon lightning strikes or force movement. Again, if these turn out to be included, big if, this would leave us with 4 to 5 more artworks to be discovered. And we also have no clue about potential curio inclusions until we get our hands on the set. But with the wealth of characters the Dragonlord universe provides, I'm sure Ed will be eager to get even more in there. I hope we see 1 or 2 more dragons of lower rarity, at least 1 more side, and a unique spell would be nice. Every unique dragon from now on can be used in conjunction with the Dragonlord, unless stated otherwise, and the set looks to provide us with 5 to 6 options to pick from for the foreseeable future. But maybe they can sneak in a unique dragon in Sorcery's next set Gothic? I doubt it, but why not? In terms of mechanics, I wouldn't bet on a new keyword, but rather flavorful and unique effects inspired by the various characters. Maybe a new kind of token though. Eric's Curiosa emphasizes that the set will be easily and readily available and not limited upon release. According to a recent interview Ed did with Cardboard Guide, it was planned from the beginning to be available on store shelves with a big launch event set for the premiere. Another big unknown are the packaging and foils. We know you'll be able to get all the cards at once, but will they be just one single copy or a full playset? And more importantly, how will foils be handled? I fully expect them to reveal most, if not all, the cards in the lead up to release, and I feel like we are bound for some more information very soon. I expect Dragonlord to release sometime between June and August for a fiery summer. I'm pumped to see the final product, and I'm curious if releases like these are viable enough to do more of in the future.
I certainly hope so.
If you want to see more of Ed's art and maybe get a print for yourself, be sure to check out his website and Patreon, linked in the description down below. But for now, this has been it. As always, I really hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did. Thanks so much for watching, and I see you guys next time.